We heard from Bill Belichick on Wednesday morning as the start of training camp has finally arrived, and he mentioned that the first couple of days of training camp are really just an extension of minicamp. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Evan Lazar and Alex Barth. Guys, not much football until Saturday when the pads go on. So in the first couple of days, what can you evaluate? What can you take from it to make them, to make sure that you're actually getting something out of the first couple of days of training camp?
Well, I think that you're going to be able to see kind of where Isaiah Wynn is in his rehab. You know, obviously we're not going to be hitting anybody quite yet, but in minicamp, obviously he wasn't out there. So if he's out there, that's a start in the right direction as it is. And then is it Joe Thuney at left tackle lining up with the ones, or is it Isaiah Wynn lining up with the ones? You know, you don't want to take too much into account in terms of who's starting and who's not in these very beginning stages of training camp. But at the same time, it is notable if they're kicking Thuney back to left guard and they're putting Wynn at left tackle.
So, like Bill said, like you said, it's an extension of minicamp, an extension of OTAs. I'm going to go back to the storyline for minicamp and OTAs. Let's talk about the punters. It's going to be another chance to evaluate Jake Bailey and Ryan Allen. You can't deny that this is going to be it's going to be a fun storyline to watch all summer.
Epic.
And
You're
it is
right.
important. You have a guy who was, let's be honest, a borderline Super Bowl MVP in Ryan Allen. And I say that a bit tongue-in-cheek, but we know how important he was in that game. And Jake Bailey, a fifth-round pick, which is high for a punter, especially for this team who normally brings in UDFAs.
Right.
So let's see what those two guys can do. Ryan Allen's had, a month now, 2 months to kind of hear and read and see about how his job might be in danger and this rookie might come in and take his spot. I'm going to be watching those two guys. The battle is on. It's tight. It's close. I want to see what happens between those two.
You mentioned UDFAs, and Evan and I talked about it in a previous video that this might be the year that the 18 consecutive season, is it 18, comes to an end where someone makes the active roster. But these first couple of days, it will be interesting to see who of the undrafted free agents kind of gets in the mix and has some eyes on them. So that's definitely something that you can kind of evaluate from the first couple of days.
Yeah, we talked about Braxton Berrios. How about Jacoby Myers?
Yeah.
You know, Jacoby Myers is a slot receiver. He's a little bit bigger body than the guys like Berrios and Edelman are, but at the same time, he plays that similar position, and the door is wide open. Braxton Berrios has no guarantees on this team. So if Jacoby Myers ends up outplaying Braxton Berrios or outplaying Maurice Harris or whoever the case may be, he can easily make this team. I don't think that that's crazy. I also look at Andrew Beck. You know, that tight end position is just wide open right now. So Andrew Beck could make some noise here.
And we'll see. I know that the secondary is very deep, but we'll see Malik Gant, too, what he can do, the safety out of Marshall, and a guy who can maybe even creep up into the box, play some linebacker. Patrick Chung, he is healthy to start camp after hurting his arm in the Super Bowl, but we'll see if he is really 100% or if possibly Gant or another safety can step up and get some chances.
Yeah. Definitely a part of the first couple days is evaluating where all the players are physically. So this segment was brought to you by betonline.ag. Head to clnsmedia.com/win. Enter promo code CLNS50 for 50% added back to your sportsbook bankroll. Feels good to be back at Gillette, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh, absolutely. It's like the first day of
It's
school,
a little
but I
hot.
enjoy it.
Yes, it is very enjoyable. We will give you all of your training camp coverage on our website at clnsmedia.com and on our YouTube channel at CLNS Media.